How's it going? We are back for another workout, and another workout specifically in the hybrid athlete training series. As we kind of discussed a little bit before, we touched on it in our leg day video, which I'll link below. In a 7-day week, we have 3 strength training specific workouts. That's a push, a pull, and a leg day. On top of that, we have kind of 2 full body days that are a little different. One is a CrossFit centered kind of form-based day where I'm kind of continuing to learn these CrossFit movements and trying to perfect them and build them up in strength. So that's usually in one day, and then the other day is just starting this week, and it's going to progress for the next 8 to 12 weeks, and that's a Hyrox style workout. So Hyrox is kind of one of the newer fitness crazes. It's a race that is 8 running sections and 8 stations. So there are 8 1-kilometer runs, and after each run is a different workout station. And in order, they are the ski erg, the sled push, sled pull, burpee broad jump, the rower, farmer carries, weighted lunges, and finally wall balls. So I'll put up exactly what that is right here. Probably already have had that there while I'm talking to show the specific distances and weights for each of those 2. I'll put the weights for the open and the pro divisions for men because I'm a man. But if you want to see more, just look up Hyrox weights and distances for the women and the women pro and the mixed doubles and the doubles and all of that. But regardless, that's what we're training for eventually. So we're starting to implement that in our workout as well, and up in our cardio as the last part of the training week. So in 7 days, we're gonna have 3 strength, 1 CrossFit, 1 Hyrox, and 3 or 4 cardio sessions on top of that as well. It sounds like a lot, but a lot of times a strength training is maybe only 40 minutes and then a 20-minute short cardio session afterwards, or one day is just solely cardio and not strength training. So that's how we're kind of functioning. But for today, we're going to do similar structure to the Hyrox that we mentioned earlier. We're going to do 8 runs and 4 different stations that we're going to do twice. So it's going to be 400-meter runs instead of kilometer runs, because we're kind of just starting this as a first time. So it's going to be 400-meter runs for each one. So we're going to do a run, then we're going to do 20 burpee broad jumps, then a run, then farmer carries, and we're going to do that with 40 pounds in each hand, and then a run, and then lunges, we'll do that with 50 pounds, and then 50 pounds total, not in each hand, and then finish off with wall balls. I have a 25-pound medicine ball. I have short ceilings in my basement, so we can't do the 10-foot wall ball. That's the requirement for Hyrox. So we'll just kind of toss it up to 7 feet, which is fine because we're doing everything else kind of less than the legitimate weight or distance anyway, so we might as well do that. I have no concept of how long that's going to take at all. Just see what happens. Like I said, I have no concept of how long it takes. Afterwards, I'll kind of talk through my thoughts, and I will put up kind of what we hit. I think I can use my Apple Watch to kind of segment each thing, so I'll be able to track how long it took me for each section. But I think it'll be good. It'll be fun. Let's hop into some warm-up and get going.
So I watched the whole thing through just now, and I realized that it's just too long. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to chop up these clips. So you'll get a little bit of running, a couple reps of each workout in between, and that'll be the format of the whole video. So sit back, enjoy. It won't be too long, I promise. You can kind of see my effort level and how it drops if it does at all, and how it gets a little more difficult as time goes on.
that was a little easier than I thought it would be. Not that it was easy. The second half, when I had to repeat everything, definitely was tough. I think I got to tweak the programming a little bit, make it a little bit harder. But I mean, that's the whole point, right? So start off easy, it's the first time, and you just ramp it up and up and up until eventually you're putting in like a full Hyrox race day performance scenario. So it was good. I guess like a quick recap of each thing. Running got harder and harder, obviously. Kind of cheating to use the treadmill because I maintain the same pace no matter what. So it just became more difficult to maintain pace rather than pace speeding up and slowing down. So when we get to further on in the process, we'll definitely make it more realistic and actually run outside. Burpees, the hardest for sure. My form's probably illegal. I feel like when I go down, my hands are going farther than my feet landed. So I'll get flagged and probably DQ'd in like 5 seconds, but we'll refine it and figure it out. But farmer carries was super light, super easy, and super slow. So that'll have to get harder. It's just hard when I can't really see the timing, so it's hard to know how long or how far I'm doing it for. Lunges were tough. I meant to do something that was loaded on the back, but realized while I was running I forgot to load a barbell, so ended up just holding 225s. And then wall balls, can't do wall balls because I have low ceilings, but I went 5 pounds heavier than the pro weighted ball, so 25 pounds versus 20, and just kind of did a little bit of toss, everything else the same. So those were tough. Surprisingly, I did better in those than I thought I would. I thought I'd have to break, but I didn't break either time. I know it's only 25, but it felt good not to break. But I'm gonna catch my breath, do a little more analysis, and a sign off in a moment. Kind of checking in post-workout with my final thoughts and sign off. First thing I need to clarify right off the rip is that we ended up doing 60-second farmer carries instead of the 45 that I had planned. I was ballparking it from the beginning, but that's just kind of what it turned out to be. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my splits right here so that you can see them and see how each kind of run and each station worked out. Included in most of them is my heart rate, which I'm gonna have to figure out a way to work on because it's a little too high for that. I think if I did a full Hyrox, my heart, if it didn't explode, would probably be too high the whole time, but we'll work at it. But this was a good base, it was a good start. Like I said, probably a little easier than it needed to be, but we just build on that every time. I think one of the biggest things that I'm gonna have to work on is my running. This workout specifically was 400-meter runs, and that is in comparison with the 1,000-meter runs that will be in Hyrox. So 2.5 times more running than I did, and I'll have to do that same pace, if not faster, eventually for an extended period of time. And my strength right now probably would be the stations in general, just because I have been lifting and for a while and focusing on my physical strength more so than my cardio. So I think that I need to make sure my cardio is up to snuff so that A, my runs are faster and it doesn't hold me back from my overall time, and B, so that I'm not bleeding into all the strength exercises. If I'm dying on the runs, then I'm not going to perform well on the exercises. So I really have to increase my running ability for running's sake and for the station's sake. So great start. It was fun. I like that kind of workout. Like we talked about before, we're gonna have the 3 strength sessions every week, and then we'll have a Hyrox training like this, and then a CrossFit kind of form training as well. So those 5 strength training days, and then pure cardio on top of that. So that's how the program is functioning as of now. It's gonna be like that for a while, and that's how we're gonna keep going moving forward. Exciting stuff. Can't wait to see you on the next one. Appreciate you tuning in for this hybrid programming Hyrox day. Catch you on the next one. God bless.